Hey YouTube, I'm back here because I made a video not too long ago about the BOB, the bug out bag, and I didn't get too many responses back, so I'm going to ask you guys, anybody who watched that video, um, go ahead and make a comment, make a video response, and forward it to somebody else that might be in that community that might know some things about bug out bags, and see what they have to say about it. I mean, I think this is as important as the great controversy about the 9mm and the 45. Okay, bug out bag or no bug out bag, you know. Now I'm just gonna say a few more things about that bug out bag. Um, Case in point is the Hurricane Sandy. You know, my heart goes out to all those people first of all that were involved with that disaster. But once again, you know, they had 2 3 days to prepare for it, to leave, pack their cars, or harden their, where they were at. So I go back to say it. You usually have time, and I still can't think of too many reasons why I would have to grab this bag, throw it in my car, and leave immediately. I mean, usually you have time. You have time to prepare. Um, Now, I do believe you should have I guess they call it a get home bag, but that's just in case you're away from home, you get caught out there. Um, you might have still a lot of time, but you get a flat tire. You for some, and even that is stretching it why you would need it. But I think you should have some things in your vehicle just in case you break down. Okay, maybe some flares, um, a blanket, some minor first aid stuff, just in case, you get in an accident or you come upon an accident and you're able to give some aid. Flashlight, some things like that. I mean, practical things that everyone should basically carry in their car. So I mean, I don't know if you want to categorize that as a get home bag or not. I just think it's just common sense. There are things that you should keep in your vehicle, for emergencies. Okay, and you could add to those things depending on where you live. If you live in Arizona or Nevada or someplace where it's really hot, if you break down, hey, you might be out, away from civilization somewhat. So you might want to add to that some water, some stuff like that. So depending on where you are, things like that would determine what you should carry in your vehicle. But to go back to the bug out bag part, I still don't see a practical reason why I should have to prepare that or why I even should prepare it. But with that being said, you still have to be prepared. I mean, I still believe that you need those, fire starting stuff, the cooking stuff, the rations and all those type of things. And you should be organized with it. Okay. So that if you do have to leave, with that allotted time that you have, you should be able to find those items and get them put into your vehicle or whatever. So you do have to be organized because you don't want to have that chaos going on when you're trying to leave. Okay, so you have to be organized enough to know where that stuff is. I mean, you could even have it packed, semi-packed, beforehand, before you even think you're going to need it. So all you have to do is grab those totes or grab the tote, put the tote down, put the stuff in the tote and throw it in your vehicle. If there is, like once again, if you get a situation where you only have hours, and once again, I'm just hypothetically hours, I still don't see a scenario where you have hours. But just for argument's sake, you have hours. The last thing you want to do, because you're going to have a lot of anxiety because you only have hours. And then you're scrambling around, and you, with that high level of anxiety, there's a lot of things happen to you. You can't think straight, you forget things. And that's the last thing you want to do, is forget things and then find that you need them and you don't have it. Okay? So by being organized, you can still function pretty good at that high level of anxiety and get everything put in a tote and have it if you have to leave. Like I said, I understand the concept of the bug out bag, but I don't see the practicality of it. Okay, so once again, if you guys watch this video, give me a video response back. Okay, let me hear what you got to say, what you think about it, why you think it's necessary, and give me a scenario where you would only have minutes, to evacuate, where you would only have enough time to grab that bag, throw it in your trunk, load your family up, and take off. Okay, that's the key to this whole thing, is that time span. My argument is that you're going to have time to pack. You're going to have time to get all your stuff loaded up and leave. In most cases, other than, like I said, like with that hurricane coming through, if they're telling me my house is going to be, under 10 feet of water, it's going to be pretty hard for me to stay there. Okay, it's going to be pretty hard for me to decide to stay, harden my defenses and just, you can't defend yourself against a flood. Okay, I don't care how many bullets you have. When the water's coming, it's coming. Now, on the other hand, we look at martial law. Okay, just civil unrest. That's going to happen over a period of time. Okay, if it's all across the United States, where are you going to go? Okay, some of you guys may have a location other than where you live, which is great, but most of us, where we live is where we're going to stay. This is it. I don't have 50, 60, 100 acres someplace where I can pack all my stuff up, pack the family up, and go out there and meet up with a group of friends. So my only defense is to harden my location and pool with the neighbors and get a defensive plan up and running to protect our neighborhood. So the last place I want to be is out there in my car driving around. Okay. Now some of you might say, well, what's good about the bug out bag. Say for instance you loaded up all your stuff in your vehicle and you're driving down the road, and then all of a sudden 20 marauders come up and they block the road and you have to bail. Okay. You grab your bug out bag, you jump out your vehicle, and you hightail it into the woods. Okay. Me personally, that's the last thing I'm going to do. Okay. Once I get into my vehicle becomes my home. It becomes my defensive position. Okay. And I'm not going to give it up like that. I'm going to try to run, put it in reverse, get the heck out, or possibly defend it. The last thing I want to do is abandon that vehicle. But like I said, it might have to be an option. Okay, it might have to be an option. But like I said, that to me, that's like the very last resort. And to be honest, if I'm at that point, I'm probably not going to be able to leave, because I'm probably going to be injured and, beyond repair, you might say. So I really don't even see that as an option as far as abandoning my vehicle, grabbing that bag and leaving. But some people might say, you know, hey, that's an option. Grab your stuff, get out, leave the vehicle, let them have the vehicle. You know, kind of like what the Indians, the cowboys did with the Indians. You know, they go down the road in their wagons, and you know, they'd go ahead and release their extra horses, and hopefully the Indians would chase the horses, you know, because that's what they wanted. They really didn't want the wagon train. They wanted the resources. So I could see where, you know, hey, I abandoned the vehicle. The people really don't want me. They just want my resources, and that's the vehicle and whatever else is in it. So I mean, that could be an option. But for me, like I said, it's really stretching everything really far, because the last thing I want to do is leave my home. You know, this is where all my stuff is. This is where I can defend it, and I'm more protected inside my home than outside in a vehicle trying to get someplace else. But anyway, you know, I really would appreciate some video responses on it. Pass it along to some of your prepper people, guys, and see if this makes sense, if it holds water, or if it doesn't. You know, I'd like to know. All right, guys, take it easy, and I'll be checking back in to see what you guys have got to say. All right, take care.